Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining another story time with JMC. Just before I get started here, I just wanted to let everyone know who's watching and joining us. The book we chose was a very powerful book and has a very strong message. There are some situations talking about um, abuse and talking about grooming within this book. It is not inappropriate language for a child, but there might be just some triggering um, situations within the book. So I just kind of wanted to give a preface before we start that is oncoming. So just be wary, but do not shy away. This is still a great book, a great message, a great way for kiddos to process some things that go on in their lives and in the world of foster care. So as let's take it away with intro our story time with JMC. Hello, everyone in the JMC family and those tuning in for another week of story time with JMC. We have a special treat here. We've been reading some awesome books that relate to themes around fostering. And this week, we actually have the author of one of our books that we chose, DeVandra Wheeler, joining us. And she's going to be reading Bold. So I'll bounce it over to her. DeVandra, take it away.
All right. Hi, everybody in the JMC land and families and all of that. Thank you guys for joining me for our story time this week. So, as you mentioned, we'll be reading my book, Nova Be Bold. All right, let's get into it. All right. My mom introduced me to her new friend today. His name is Mr. Marcus. He seems to love my mom very, very much. He seems nice, and not only did he bring her flowers, but he brought candy for my brother and I as well. Mr. Marcus also shares my interest for pretty stones. He was very interested in the stone necklace I wear around my neck and the story behind it. It is my favorite stone. Not only is it beautiful, it is also a piece of stone that fell to the earth from a supernova years and years ago. My grandmother gave it to me and told me, no matter what I go through, to be as bold and radiant as a supernova in everything I do. The end result, or transformation, will always be as beautiful as the stone. Wow, Mr. Marcus loves my mom so much that he decided to marry her today. And I had the most important job at the wedding, the flower girl. I am super happy that they married each other. Now I get to play my favorite games with Mr. Marcus, such as hide and seek, whenever I want. 6 months have passed living with my new dad, and things have been great. I get new toys and ice cream whenever I want. Even when mom tells me no snacks before dinner, my dad always sneaks a snack to me and says, "Shh, don't tell your mom. Let this be our little secret." I happily agree as I run off with my snack. Today, I got in really big trouble with my dad. I have never seen him so mad before. He was so upset with me that he sent me to bed early. As I laid in bed, my dad came in. He sat down on my bed and apologized for yelling at me. He began rubbing my hair, and then my legs, and then my private area where my mom told me no one was supposed to touch. I felt awkward, but my dad insisted that it was okay and that this would be another one of our little secrets. I'm not having too much fun with my dad anymore. He only wants to play games that involve touching the areas my mother said not to let anyone touch. When I play along, I get all the toys and all the candy I want. When I don't play along, he gets super mad and I begin to feel bad. Sometimes playing the game is very painful, But Dad always says it's a good pain. It won't hurt for long. I want to tell my mom, but I am scared. I do not want my dad to get in trouble with my mom. I would hate for them to separate. As I hold onto my necklace and watch my dad leave, I think about the words my grandmother said to me when she gave me the necklace. Be as bold as your namesake, Nova. It will take you far in life. But she never told me what that really meant or how to be bold, especially when someone you love and trust is crossing boundaries that make you uncomfortable. What does boldness look like? And can me, a child, really stand up to an adult? I am so scared and nervous. What if I get in trouble? What if I break up our family? If my mom doesn't believe me, then what? Today is my 10th birthday. My parents invited all my friends from school and my dance troupe. Even though my parents ordered me a bounce house and bought me the new phone I wanted, I was still not in a good mood. My mom noticed my sad mood and how I reacted when my dad tried to get me to participate in my own party. She came over and talked to me to make sure I was okay. As bad as I wanted to tell her about my dad, I couldn't bring myself to tell her the truth. I told her I was okay. She hugged me and told me she loved me before returning to host the party. Today, I had a one-on-one meeting with my teacher, Mr. Townsend. He told me how he noticed that my stellar grade A work has constantly declined. He wanted to know if there was anything going on at home that I wanted to discuss with him. I hesitated at first because I'm not supposed to discuss the game. Then again, my dad did say to keep this from my mom. He didn't say to hide this from anyone else. I told Mr. Townsend everything and I began to cry. Shortly after our conversation, with tears in her eyes, she hugged me so tight. She told me that she was so sorry for not protecting me. I apologized as well for not telling her sooner. We both hugged each other for a very long time. It is just me, my mom, and my brother again. Life could not be any better. My mom and I do so many fun things together. She took me and my brother to an arcade as a reward for being on the honor roll and earning Student of the Month. I'm not as sad or confused as I was when Dad was with us. Mom does a good job reassuring me that I do the right thing when I feel sad. She also lets me talk to a therapist about my feelings when I feel like I can't express myself to her. My therapist gets it, and she's teaching me how to have strong boundaries and to speak up if anything were to happen like that again. Speaking up may have been the best thing I have ever done. I do not feel the burden of that secret anymore. So that is the end of Nova's story. Thank you all for tuning in with me with this story time and reading with me. I hope you all have a great rest of your night.
Awesome. That was such a good treat we had there to have Andra be reading her own book that she authored, Nova Be Bold. Like we talked about in the intro, there are just some mature things talking about grooming of children and abuse. So it's a very real truth that we have a lot of our kiddos in care that have experienced those things, but it's important to talk about speaking up and being honest with all the people in your life who are doing right by you and doing right by your family. So it was so great to have all of you all and anyone else who joined in for Storytime with JMC this month for celebrating the National Read a Book Day on September 6th, all the way until this last week. So thanks everyone for joining in, and thank you, DeVandra, and all of our readers. Everyone have a great night and go out and read a book.